hope you guys like, share, and subscribe to this video. Sorry about that. I was just getting over here and hair all messed up. Alright. So today I am just going to be giving you guys some history and maybe a little bit of moisturizing care and lock care for your locks. I recently just watched a couple of videos and I was like, why not, keep up on the regimen and the day-to-day tasks? Why not, have a video about that, or at least discussing it, since it is going to be an ongoing thing because my locks aren't going anywhere. I just want to take you through what's helped me in these past 2 years that I've had my lock journey. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't, but you never know unless I tell you. So if you want to stick around, check me out. Thanks for liking and subscribing to Buck89, you guys. So you guys, starting the video, first thing is I have not dealt with the buildup problem that you get from either using too many products or from not wrapping your hair properly or putting on a bonnet or putting on a do-rag, whatever you use, doesn't matter. I haven't had any of those issues just because in the beginning I made sure to take very good care of watching out for all build-up products. That's lint, that is hair, that is other hair that isn't yours, that is pillowcases, that is, making sure I don't wear scarves or jackets or even, materials that are easily detachable from the item to where it can get caught up in your hair and get caught in the back. A lot of scarves do that. Also with hats, making sure that it is of a material that doesn't have any pulling textures that will have my hair snag onto it to where either my hair will be left on it or my hair will grab something from it. So that's one of my biggest things, is making sure, and also the products that I use. In the beginning, I see that a lot of people who did start their lock journey started it with just oil and water, and then they proceeded to go ahead and started using other chemicals or deep conditioners or locking gels, so forth, so on. Or they went to a loctician or a beauty or a hairstylist, and they ended up putting products in their hair. Unfortunately for myself, thankfully for myself, I actually don't have any of those problems. Since I started mine through my husband doing them, I actually have the ability to not have to worry about using any products at all. Just because I'm not really one that am big on styles. Like this right here and the hairstyle that I've shown you, that's probably the just I do, even if it is a fresh retwist. Just because I am that person that likes simplicity and I do not like pain. And what I've seen with a lot of dreadlock hairstyles is they may not be very tight, but they look very tight. I have been with a sibling who used to get braids and all those things throughout my whole life. So I understand that it may not be tight to them, but for someone that is tender-headed like myself, it can be horrifying. Once again, I don't know if you've ever watched any of my previous videos, but I've talked about my locks before and starting the process. And before starting the process, I went through not knowing anything about dreads, not even knowing they existed. And from that standpoint, when I started growing out my hair, I was starting to notice that the only two styles I was able to really do towards my liking was either growing it out into a fro or braids. I tried braids one time for 15 minutes. I knew the braids weren't for me anymore. So that's why I say that that's my tender-headedness. Keeping braids in for 15 minutes and they just went straight back, cornrows, 15 minutes, and that's as long as I could keep them in. I started getting a headache. So for me, some of those dreadlocks, like even retwisting my hair sometimes, even though my husband do it, I still want to punch, hit. I'm just that tender-headed. Yes, I am that tender-headed. So you have to understand, with me, I can handle the retwists, but I can't handle the styling. Or I have not attempted to try, just because the retwist is so much that I'm like, okay, I'm not about to sit through enough. Like, no, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready for you to be done with this. Like, I don't want to sit through another style. And then I have to, pick a style and do all that. Down the road, when my locks are a little bit more mature, maybe that is something I'll consider. But that is a big enough decision to me as some of you it is to color your hair. That is a big enough decision for me to where I even want to stop. Just because I got locks, not for the trend, not for, any of the other things why people get them. I got them for my spirituality. I got them to be closer with myself. I got them to grow and find myself. And I got them to grow and find my spirituality and guide me to where I needed to be. And that's what it has done. So for me, I am taking this as just as any other part of my body. I want to make sure that I am being as careful and as thought out as possible, getting as much information as needed. With doing that, you have to just understand that sometimes using all those products aren't the beneficial factor for you. Having your hair be in the stylish trend, I think the main reason why I've never had any issues at my job is because I've never came in like this was a trend for myself. I never came in like this is something that, oh, let me dye my ends, or I never made it that fun, playful thing. I always took my hair very seriously. From the first day I started my job, when I had little itty bitty locks. They were locked, but they were itty bitty. I've been serious from that moment. From that moment. So everybody that I work with has always known that I'm that serious. So they knew that this wasn't something that, oh, he's just doing for a fad right now, or he's just doing for a trend. It wasn't either of those. So that's why I tell anyone that wants to get locks, if you are getting them for your own personal reasons, or if you are getting them just because you want to try them out, do that. But there are stipulations when people find out how dedicated you are to your hair. Because once a person, whether it be from work, whether it be from personal life, whatever, once they find out what your real interest is in getting dreadlocks or starting the process, and if they find out that this is just something that you want to try, they're going to make sure that they make it the most displeasing time in your period of lock journey, just because they don't want you to have it. Versus, or if not even that, say they don't want you to have it, they don't want to see it. Just being that disrespectful. Some people just don't want to see it on you, period. So they will, make their comments. They'll make sure that you know that they are very opposed to your hairstyle. So all of these kind of come back to kind of keeping it maintenance and making sure you're doing the maintenance that you want for yourself. So that's why I said all of that, was to make sure that if you are going to do maintenance, YouTube and all those places are great places to start from, but don't base your regimen or your routine off someone else's routine. That doesn't benefit you. That doesn't benefit the person that you're watching, because they understand that this is just a foundation to what you can build for yourself. Because like I've heard everyone say on here, every hair texture may be similar, but they're not the same. Every person some people may be similar, but they're not the same. They may have similar traits. You may have similar things that, both of your hairs do. But at the end of the day, you have your own hair, they have their own hair. So I understand when people get, advice from YouTube, that's what it is, advice. It's not for you to say, oh, I'm going to do exactly what this person is doing. So that's why I say that, because what I'm doing necessarily doesn't pertain to everybody. But like I said, these are some things I'm doing. Maybe somebody will say, hey, I can incorporate some of those things into what I'm doing with my locks. Also, another thing for me is that I'm a big person that likes to wet my hair. If I have not gotten, like right now since we're in quarantine, I have not gotten my hair retwisted since the beginning of all this. So I've made sure my hair has gotten wet every day. Just because I like a good sense of moisture. It's good for my locks, because all it's doing is making those coils coil up. And that's what I wanted to do. I want all of this to stay getting coily, stay getting entertained with each other, or interacting with each other, and swooping and duping and doing whatever they do, because I don't want it to get greasy and stinky and have the odors that I have seen with some people with dreadlocks who don't take care of them, who don't moisturize them properly. Not to say that they look bad or anything like that, but they have an aroma, they have a smell, they have, a texture. They are hard. those are things that some people may want. I don't want. So to make sure that I make sure I wet my hair daily. I make sure that every other day, so every 2 days, I'm oiling it, meaning I'm using my little spray bottle. I'm putting my essential oils with a little bit of peppermint. I have not changed up my routine in the past 2 years. I wanted it to be as simple as possible. So for me, I wanted it to make sure that in 5 years I can say I did the same thing when I started. In 10 years, I can say I'm doing the same thing when I started. Yes, I have started using a shampoo um, that I am going to make a video about. I only use one shampoo. It is an argan oil shampoo. It does moisturize while I am shampooing it. I do not use a deep conditioner. I do not use a poo. I do not use any type of conditioner at all, actually. The only things that I use are water. I use my argan oil shampoo every. Now, this is how I wash my hair. I give my hair anywhere from 2 weeks to anywhere from 2 to 2.5 weeks, and then I wash my hair. Now, this is also putting in consideration that once my hair, if I get my hair retwisted, my hair stays fresh for about a week, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks at the most, and after that, I am going back to wetting my hair every day. So when I say that you should be washing your hair every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks to 2.5 weeks, that 2.5 week mark should only come up if you have not washed your hair and you got a twist and now you need to, wash your hair to get any and all products out. That means oil-based, regular products, whatever you want to call it, to make sure you have a healthy scalp and a healthy head of hair. So for that to be said, yes, I would do it in that way. Once again, that's for me. Now, one other thing that I really want to talk about is making sure that you're not worrying about the fuzzies. Everybody always has something to say about these little fuzzies on the end. These little fuzzies. I love them and I don't worry about them because these fuzzies are letting you know that your hair is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Beginning locker, end locker, like any form of how you're doing your locks, whether you're interlocking, whether you're doing the 2-strand twist, whether you're doing the braid out or are doing a braid lock, whatever type of are you doing, whatever you're doing, you're gonna get this no matter what. Unless you go in with your crochet needle and you clean it up, but this is still going to happen. This is still going to happen regardless. Once you get a retwist, you're going to have to ask them to go back in and do it again because that is hair that is growing out. So you have to continually put it, once you put it back in, something else is going to come right back out of that because that hair is growing out of that area. So when you get a retwist, they're always going to have to readjust it. For me, I like my fuzzies. I found my fuzzies to be the best part of my locks just because I know that's an extra layer of protection. That's keeping things out, and right now, I'm going to keep all my fuzzies. If that's helping protect my hair, then I'm going to keep my fuzzies. I'm not going to try and clean them up and try and keep them in because those fuzzies are keeping everything else out. They're keeping all the other dirty, nasty things that are in the air from actually getting into my lock. So I'd rather keep these little fuzzies here to make sure that they blocking out, just like an eyelash. It's blocking out a little bit of what my hair can use any and all help. Okay? So I am not going to tell my hair, hey, you don't need those little fuzzies. No, you do, because I've seen people cut them. But what you have to understand is just like your skin. If you cut your skin, no matter if you cut it a little bit, you're still opening a layer to where dirt and everything can get into that layer. And then once that skin grows back, it's now dirt in the layer of skin in that layer of skin that's going to grow back. So you have to understand those two things. That's just like with your hair. When you start, cutting away these hairs, that means all the hair that was protecting that lock is now not protecting it anymore. So what do you think? The dirt is just going to fly by and not get attached to it? No, these fuzzies don't get attached to everything. Trust and believe. I have fuzzies. They do not get attached to everything. They get attached to, like what I said before, earlier in the video, to your pillowcases, to very very loose fabrics that aren't attached, that can easily fall off. So make sure that if you are like thinking, oh, it's the fuzzies, it's not the fuzzies, it's whatever you're wearing. That's what it is. It's whatever you're putting your head on. It's if you're laying on the floor, stop laying on the floor. I don't care if you have carpet, you have blocks. If you are in any type of carpet, rug, that is going to get in your hair. You can't do that anymore. I'm sorry. You can put on a bonnet, you can put on a do-rag, you can wrap it up, and then at that point you can lay on the floor. But if you lay on the floor and you have nothing on your head, then you know why you have buildup. Whether it be lint buildup or product buildup, that is one way to easily get lint buildup. Is just by rolling around and not rolling your head around and not being worried about what's on the surface that you're rolling your head around. Okay, guys? So those are just, a few little, tidbits and things that I have learned, not only about maintaining it, but also with helping with confidence level, making sure that you love your locks as much as you're going to love the journey. So that is my, 2 cents. That was a little lock talk today. So I just, I may be coming with this. Like I said, I have Harry Potter, I have Pokemon, I have the rest of this month that I'm going to be giving you guys videos. So I'm kind of trying to figure out where I'm going to, kind of place it. I'm thinking I may continue a video a day until quarantine is officially over. That is one idea that I am having. I don't really know right now. If you guys like this video, please comment below. Let me know. Is that something that you guys like? Would you guys like me to continue until quarantine is completely over? Have I become your fix? If that is the case, I would have no problem. I love making videos. I love talking to you guys. I love being able to express different topics, have conversations about different things. I don't just want this to be a lock channel. I want this to be a sci-fi channel. I want this to be a life channel. I want this to be a spiritual channel. Those are the 3 things. Like, I want you to know a little bit about sci-fi and fantasy. I want you to know a little bit about life and locks. And I want you to know a little bit about spiritual, being a little bit spiritual with yourself. Find those places and those moments to where you can just be one with yourself and find whatever makes you comfortable, whatever puts a smile on your face when you can sit alone in a room and just be with yourself. If it's yourself, if it's whatever your deity or your God is, that's what I want you to find here. I want you to find an area to where it makes you want to go and explore and ask those questions. So if you want to do a little bit of sci-fi, if you want to do a little bit of lifestyle lock, and a little bit of spirituality mixed in, then stay tuned to Buck89, because that's what we're here for. We're here to give you your spirituality, we're here to give you your lifestyle, and we're here to give you a lot of sci-fi. And when I mean sci-fi, I mean I'm putting anime, Harry Potter, all that in sci-fi. I'm putting that, I'm just categorizing that all as being sci-fi for my channel. That's what it's going to be. Sci-fi is going to be categorized as animes, Harry Potters, mangas, everything like that. My spirituality is going to be everything that I love spirituality, like being a Rastafarian, my dreadlocks, and what all of this means to me. But also, talking about other spiritualities or other religions in general, period. Because I want to also not just make this one voice channel. This is all voices channel. This is everybody's voice can be heard. Always leave a comment. Always have respect. No disrespect will be allowed. Also, for last note, I want to give you guys a great definition of my lifestyle. I want to be that positive influence, but also that real influence. I don't want to sit up here and make you think that I'm just a cookie cutter person, that I'm doing everything right. I'm not. There is a path. There are things. But I want this channel to, get up and popping and let us dive into all that together. So if you want to dive in at least a little something with me, if you want to dive in on lifestyle, if you want to dive in on sci-fi, if you want to dive in on spirituality, come see your boy Buck89. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You guys have a blessed one. Peace, love, and happiness.